Most people don't fail at investing because the market doesn't work. They fail because they quit. Not at the beginning when everything feels new and exciting. They quit later, during the hardest phase, when they're doing everything right but it still feels like nothing is happening. They're saving, they're investing, they're staying disciplined month after month, but the account barely moves. Progress feels slow, the effort feels bigger than the results, and that's when the doubt starts to creep in. Is this even worth it? Should I be doing something else? Am I too late to make this work? Here's the truth that most people don't realize. The phase where it feels slow isn't a sign that investing isn't working, it's a sign that you're closer than you think. That quiet, frustrating stage is actually the period right before compounding starts to take over. And today, I want to show you why so many people give up during this part of the journey and what your financial future can look like if you stay consistent and don't quit. Hi, I'm Greg Hardy, and welcome back to the channel, and thank you for being here. We cover all things personal finance, investing, and building a secure financial future. So if you're serious about taking control of your money and also learning something new every week, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. It really helps the channel out and gets this information to more people who need it. Thank you. There's a phase in the investing journey that almost nobody talks about, but nearly everyone goes through it. It's the early stage, the years where you're consistently putting money in, you're staying disciplined and doing exactly what you're supposed to do, but the progress feels slow. You're making real sacrifices to invest, and yet the results don't seem to match that effort. This is the stage where investing feels more like work than momentum. In these early years, your effort matters more than your results, and that can feel frustrating. If you're investing $500 a month, after a few years you might have $20,000 or $30,000 saved. But when you look at the growth, the market might only have added a few $1,000s. Most of what you see in the account came from your contributions, not from investment gains. It can feel like the market isn't doing much for you. This is also the stage where normal market swings feel more discouraging than they should. A downturn can wipe out months of gains, and because the growth is still small, every drop feels personal. That's when the questions start. Is this working? Should I change strategies? Should I be doing something else? This is the phase where many people begin to question the plan, not because the plan is broken, but because the results haven't had time to show up yet. So if the strategy is working, why does it feel slow? The answer is simple. It's math. The reason this stage feels slow really comes down to simple math. Compounding only looks powerful once the numbers get bigger. In the beginning, even a solid return doesn't produce a large dollar amount because the balance itself is still small. The percentage may be working exactly as it should, but the impact just isn't noticeable yet. Let me explain what I mean by that. If you have $50,000 invested and earn an average return of 7%, it's about $3,500 in growth for the year. At $100,000, that same return becomes roughly $7,000. At $300,000, it's about $21,000. And at $500,000, now you're looking at around $35,000 in growth in a single year, without adding a dollar of your own money. That's when a normal market year starts moving your net worth more than a year of your contributions ever did. The difference isn't that the market is working harder, the difference is the size of the base that the market is working on. Early on, your contributions are doing most of the heavy lifting. Later, the growth itself starts to become the biggest driver. That's when investing begins to feel very different. Compounding isn't slow because it doesn't work. It's slow because you haven't given it enough money or enough time yet. The early years are about building the foundation. Once that foundation gets large enough, the same percentage returns that once felt small can start producing results that feel meaningful, and that's when momentum really starts to show up. This slow growth phase creates what I like to call the danger zone, not because the strategy stops working, but because this is where emotions start to take over. When progress feels small and the market becomes unpredictable, people start reacting instead of staying consistent. They don't usually make one big decision to quit. Instead, they begin making small changes that slowly pull them off track. Some people stop their contributions for a while because money feels tight or the results don't seem worth the effort. Others pause investing when the market drops, waiting for things to feel safer before they get back in. Some switch strategies, moving their money around, chasing the latest trend, trying day trading, or jumping into whatever seems to be performing well at the moment. And many people end up moving their money to cash after a downturn, locking in losses and missing the recovery that usually follows. Now, most people don't quit investing completely. They slowly lose consistency, and that's what breaks compounding. Compounding doesn't just need a good investment, it needs time and steady contributions working together. Every pause, every strategy change, every emotional decision resets the momentum that you've been building. The danger isn't that investing won't work. The danger is that inconsistency keeps it from ever having the chance to. There comes a point in the investing journey where something starts to feel different. The balance reaches a level where the market's growth begins to show up in real dollar amounts. Around $100,000 invested, an average 7% return can produce roughly $7,000 in growth a year. That's when you start to notice that the market is finally contributing something meaningful alongside your monthly deposits. And as the balance grows, the impact becomes even more noticeable. At $250,000, that same return is around $17,000 per year. At around $300,000, something important often happens. Your investments may grow more in a year than you're actually contributing. That's the point where compounding really starts to take over. And as I mentioned earlier, at $500,000, you're looking at roughly $35,000 in annual growth. At this stage, the account doesn't just move because of what you added, it moves because of what has already been built. This is the moment your money starts doing real work, and your contributions are no longer the only thing moving the account. And another thing that makes this stage powerful isn't just the math, it's the emotional shift that comes with it. Progress becomes visible. Instead of wondering if the plan is working, you start to see the clear evidence that it is. The balance grows even in the years when you don't increase your contributions. That visible momentum makes it easier to stay disciplined and motivated. And here's the interesting part. The work doesn't change, but the results finally do. You're still investing consistently. You're still following the same strategy. The difference is that the foundation you built during the slow years is now large enough for compounding to take over. The patience from the early stage starts paying off, and investing begins to feel less like effort and more like progress. If you stay consistent and don't quit, the timeline of investing starts to look very different. In the first 5 years, progress usually feels slow. You're putting in money every month, but most of what you see in the account comes from your contributions and not growth. The balance is building, but the momentum isn't obvious yet. This is the phase where patience matters more than anything else. Between years 6 and 10, things start to become more noticeable. The account begins to grow a little faster, and the market's gains start to show up alongside your deposits. It's still not dramatic, but you can see that the growth is beginning to help carry some of the weight. This is often the stage where people who stayed consistent start to feel encouraged. From years 11 to 20, the pace begins to accelerate. The balance is now large enough that percentage returns translates into meaningful dollar growth. In good market years, you may see the account increase by more than what you contributed. That's when compounding starts to feel real, and the progress that once seemed slow begins to build momentum. And by years 20 to 30, something surprising happens. Most of the wealth shows up during this final stretch. The foundation built over decades allows growth to compound on itself year after year. That's why it's important to understand this simple truth. Most of your wealth will be built in the last third of your investing journey. The early years don't look impressive, but they're what makes the later years possible. To get through the slow phase, the most important shift is where you focus your attention. Instead of watching returns, focus on your contributions. That's the one part you can control. Automate your investing so that money goes in consistently, whether the market is up or down. Try to avoid checking your balance too often because short-term performance can be distracting and even discouraging when your long-term plan is working exactly as it should. This is also the time to increase your contributions whenever your income grows or your expenses go down. Small increases over time can make a big difference later on because every extra dollar you invest now has more time to compound. The goal during this stage isn't to chase higher returns or to find a better strategy. It's to stay consistent and keep building the foundation. The truth is, building wealth isn't about finding the perfect investment or timing the market just right. It's about staying consistent during the quiet years when nothing feels exciting and the progress feels almost invisible. That's the part of the journey most people underestimate. So if your results feel slow right now, it doesn't mean that you're behind. It means that you're in the phase where the foundation is being built. And the people who reach financial freedom aren't the ones who found a secret strategy. They're the ones who stayed patient long enough for the strategy to finally work. I'd be curious to hear from you. Where are you in your investing journey right now? Does it still feel slow, or are you starting to see the momentum? Let me know in the comments. And if you know someone who is feeling discouraged about their progress, share this with them. Because sometimes the most important reminder isn't to do something different. It's to keep going long enough for the results to catch up. The hardest part of investing isn't picking the right fund, it's staying long enough to see the results. Wealth doesn't reward the smartest investor, it rewards the one who stayed. You found this video eye-opening, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who you think needs to hear it. And if you want more practical, no-nonsense advice on building wealth and securing your financial future, then check out this video here. And also, please make sure to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.